We are just 2 months away from Apple's most exciting event of the year, their annual September event where they are going to show off not only the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Pro and the Apple Watch Series 10, but they also may show off a wider product lineup than usual, with Apple having to refresh a lot of products like the new AirPods Max, new AirPods Lite, and new iPads, and also a new HomePod may be coming sooner than originally thought, because above all of these announcements is Apple's foray into AI with Apple Intelligence features. So let's start off with the guaranteed products we know we are going to see at this event, and of course that all starts with the new iPhone 16 lineup. Although we call this Apple September event, make no mistake, the public knows this pretty much as Apple's iPhone event, and Apple is going to show off the brand new iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro. Now, I've done a lot of videos covering these phones, which is why you should subscribe right now if you're addicted to Apple, because I mean, if you're watching this channel, you probably are. You're not watching it for me, I know that. And listen, I think these are going to be really important launches, especially with Apple Intelligence being kind of exclusive to these phones and the iPhone 15 Pro. But let me just give you some short highlights here, because there's some people that may have not watched my previous videos. Now, the iPhone 16 is going to feature a similar design to the iPhone 15 with an aluminum and glass design, both coming in 6.1 and 6.7 inches. However, there will be some notable design improvements and differences. First of all, the iPhone 16 will remove the mute switch in favor of the action button, which debuted on the 15 Pro last year. The 16 will also be getting now, though, a new capture button on the bottom right side of the phone, which will be used exclusively as a camera control. All the buttons on this year's iPhone 16 model may be capacitive buttons rather than physically moving buttons. And on the capture button in particular, this would allow for a gesture-based control system, like sliding your finger along the capture button to zoom in and out. The 16 will also change the camera arrangement, moving to a vertical orientation for the two cameras, which will allow the 16 to shoot spatial video. And honestly, I just love how the iPhone 16 is looking in these renders. It looks so clean and reminds me of the iPhone 10 design. Of course, the big upgrade this year is going to be the A18 chip for the iPhone 16, which is not only going to be a super fast phone chip, but is going to allow this normal iPhone model to power Apple Intelligence features. Of course, a lot of these features I just mentioned are also coming to the new iPhone 16 Pro. However, the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max will be an even bigger update this year than the normal phone models. That's because both Pro models are getting a different design. They are moving up in size class. So they are no longer going to be 6.1 and 6.7 inches, but rather 6.3 and 6.9 inches. These massive display sizes for the iPhones will make them the biggest iPhone models ever. And these bigger models will also include more upgrades over the normal models, like reduced bezels around the smartphone to incorporate that bigger display, bigger batteries for more battery life, a new polished titanium frame for a premium look, new rose gold and darker titanium colors, and of course, upgraded cameras. Not only will the smaller iPhone 16 Pro get the 5x lens from last year, but the 16 Pro and Pro Max will also be getting a huge upgrade to the ultra wide angle camera, bumping up the resolution from 12 megapixels to 48 megapixels. And across the entire camera lineup, the 16 Pro should take better photos with an even larger main sensor that could be a stack sensor that allows the iPhone 16 Pro to capture even more light. Alongside the 16 and 16 Pro, we will also be getting the new Apple Watch Series 10. And just like the iPhone 16 Pro, the Series 10 could feature a new design with larger sizes, including a 45mm and 49mm watch, replacing the old 41 and 45mm sizing. This would make them the biggest normal Apple Watches ever if we're not counting the Ultra. And the new displays on the Apple Watch could be even more power efficient than previous models, which could lead to a boost in battery life, or it is rumored that the Apple Watch is going to be significantly thinner this year, so it could just help save on overall battery savings if they have to make the battery smaller to make the Apple Watch thinner. A reason why the Apple Watch is rumored to be getting thinner is because Apple is also rumored to be changing the band system on the Series 10, allowing for a new magnetic band system on the Apple Watch that would replace the connector system that we have had since the original Apple Watch. The Series 10 is also rumored to include a new blood pressure sensor for detecting hypertension and a big upgrade to sleep tracking with the ability to detect sleep apnea. Of course, all of these changes are also coming to the new Apple Watch Ultra 3, but we are not really expecting any major design differences on that new Ultra model. Now, while the iPhone 16 and Apple Watch Series 10 are pretty much all but confirmed for this event, that's not the only products we are rumored to see, and I'm sure the reason why you're watching this video is really to learn about what other products can be at Apple's September event. And make no mistake, if these rumors are true, it looks pretty jam-packed. The most likely announcement besides the iPhone or the Apple Watch is brand new AirPods, specifically the AirPods 4 model. Mark Gurman from Bloomberg is reporting that AirPods 4 will be announced before the end of this year and should feature a number of improvements. First of all, AirPods 4 will have a slightly tweaked design that will have an even better fit than the previous model. And AirPods 4, despite not having replaceable ear tips, is rumored to come with noise cancellation features, and I'm actually curious to see how good AirPods can cancel noise without having a true in-ear design. These new AirPods will also come with a new USB-C charging case. Don't forget, Apple still has to transition all of their products and accessories over to USB-C, and right now, Apple's AirPods still ship with a Lightning charging case. And in addition to USB-C, Apple will also be including speakers on the case, just like they have on AirPods Pro, so you can ping your AirPods using the Find My feature. This is something I use all the time on my AirPods Pro. I'm constantly misplacing these now. I rely on this feature 110%. So having that on normal AirPods, I think, is gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice when you misplace these and you can just ping them and, oh, I still had them in my pocket, in my jeans pocket that I put in the wash. But somehow, the AirPods survived. Not based on a true story, I'll tell you that much. Now, the most interesting thing about this rumor is apparently that we're not just getting a new solo set of AirPods 4, because Apple is also rumored to be working on a second, cheaper set of AirPods to be announced alongside this model. These are currently being referred to as AirPods Lite, and the main feature for these is that they are going to be priced at a lower $99 price point, but still come with a lot of the modern features and design of AirPods 4. If I had to guess what will make these AirPods Lite cheaper, I think it will be the removal of that rumored noise cancellation feature on AirPods 4. And I still think that like the charging case probably won't have that built-in speaker. With these, I guess, more expensive, luxury features removed, I could see Apple being able to hit that $99 price point. Speaking of AirPods, there's another AirPods product that, desperately needs to be refreshed, and I am of course talking about the AirPods Max. AirPods Max have not been updated in almost 4 years at this point, and they are still very expensive, shipping with an older H1 chip, and yeah, for $550, you're still getting a Lightning charging port. Now, based on rumors, unfortunately, it sounds like AirPods Max 2 might not be a big upgrade. The only solid rumor we have right now is saying Apple is going to release the same exact design, the same exact model, the same exact features, with the only notable change being that they are going to remove the Lightning port and switch over to a USB-C port. Now, rumors and leaks aren't always accurate. You know that to be true. And for a low volume product, I mean that in terms of units, not the actual volume of AirPods Max, I feel like rumors are a lot less likely to be true, considering there's just a lot less interest in the supply chain on AirPods Max. And I can see Apple surprising us with little tweaks like new color choices, maybe a slightly lighter design, improved noise cancellation, and an updated H2 chip. Things like that probably wouldn't leak out in the supply chain. Now, alongside these big AirPods updates, I mean, we're getting a lot of AirPods updates if this turns out to be true, we also have leaks regarding upcoming iPads, including the long-awaited update to the iPad mini. This comes out of a recent leak which has indicated new iPad identifiers, several of which are likely to be announced this fall. On the list include the update to the regular iPad, which actually just really got a nice price cut, making it a really affordable option at just $350. Now, there probably won't be a major design change to this iPad or any major feature updates. They gotta keep the price down on this, but it is listed as coming with an A16 chip, which would be a nice spec bump to the existing model, which ships with an A14 chip. That's 2 chip generations ahead. However, despite the A16 being a really fast chip for this cheap iPad, the downside is that a refresh would still not allow the regular iPad to have Apple Intelligence features, which does require an A17 Pro chip or faster. But being the budget iPad, maybe it just doesn't get Apple Intelligence features, which I don't know. I feel like that kind of does stink, especially if Apple's making, a push for Apple Intelligence. Having the cheapest iPad work with them, I think is a good idea, but maybe that's just not on the table for right now. Despite that, there is good news for the next iPad mini, which also leaked out with this regular iPad model. Now, the iPad mini isn't rumored to receive that many big updates this year, but it is rumored to get an A17 Pro chip, which would make it powerful enough to run all of the new Apple Intelligence features that were just shown off at WWDC. Besides that, though, the iPad mini is rumored to keep the same design, but it may still fix smaller issues, like it may have a slightly tweaked LCD display that would fix the jelly scrolling issue that is on the current model. However, the display technology will, again, still be LCD, and it will still be a very similar display that is basically pretty much what is on the iPad Air, and it will not be getting that amazing OLED display that just shipped on the new iPad Pros, and I would really love to see an OLED iPad mini. Hopefully we'll get that after this one. Now, the wild card in all of these Apple September announcements, and something I was not expecting to see, and could be a huge surprise due to Apple Intelligence, is a new HomePod. This was spotted by Mac Rumors in reference to iOS 18 code that references a new Apple home accessory with a similar identifier for a new HomePod. This HomePod could be the long-rumored HomePod that will include a display and camera mounted on a swivel arm so that it can reposition itself automatically depending on where you're standing. Another interesting part about this leak is that this unidentified home device is using an A18 chip. That would mean that this new product would be capable of running all of the Apple Intelligence features. And I think it's notable that right now, none of the current HomePods are going to get Apple Intelligence because they don't have fast enough chips. And that means no new updated Siri on your HomePods. And that new Siri looks like a huge improvement. So make no mistake, Apple's long-term plans are probably to get Apple Intelligence everywhere. So eventually, they are going to have to update their HomePod lineup with more powerful chips to run Apple Intelligence. So this new HomePod sounds like it may be one of those products, a wildcard product that we were not anticipating for an Apple September event release. And that could be really interesting to see. But so far, those are all the leaks and rumors regarding Apple's next event, which again is only 2 months away. As I said at the start of this video, this event will take place in September, likely in the second week of September. So with Apple's event fast approaching, let me know in the comments below, what are you excited for? What do you plan on purchasing? And do you think that these Apple Intelligence features are going to be a major shakeup? Do you think we're going to see some surprise products like that new HomePod? I want to know. Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you like the video, make sure to give me a like. If you want to subscribe to the channel to, see all of these updates coming in the next 2 months, make sure you're subscribed. And hey, hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one.